For me, when I announced HIV 21 years ago, some of the guys in the NBA did not want to play against me. So instead of getting upset, I decided to educate them about that you can play against a player with HIV and not worry about it. And since I was able to do that, I was able to stop the discrimination against people who are living with HIV or who are doing anything. So what I want you to take away from here today, make sure that you work with everybody, no matter what color they are, no matter if they look different than you, no matter if because discrimination is not cool. That's not a cool thing, okay? Can we do that? Thank you, love you too. In this building, we got 20,000 amazing young leaders. 20,000 amazing young leaders. And when you're a leader and you see somebody getting bullied or mistreated, a leader steps in and stops that. And they defend that person who was getting bullied. That's important that you take this away today. Let's stop the bullying and let's hug and support people and high-five them instead of bringing them down. Very important. Look, hello way up there. We are so blessed that you're gonna get to affect change in somebody else's life. That's the coolest thing, when you can affect change and you can change somebody and make them better. When I played basketball for the Lakers, I tried and we won those 5 championships. The reason we won those championships is I tried to make my teammates better and they tried to make me better. And that's what we're asking you to do today. Make your school better. Make your community better. Make your neighborhood better. That's what a leader does. So we want you to go out and make sure you're making everybody better when you leave here, including yourself. Very important. Now, the coolest kid and the coolest young person is the one who loves themselves. Not what kind of clothes you wear, not what kind of sneakers you got on or how much you pay for the clothes or the sneakers. You make the clothes themselves. You make them cool. The clothes don't make you cool. You make them cool. And then make sure that you get a lot of life lessons, not just a lesson in terms of in school, but also the lessons outside of school. Because young people who make the best grades, but also have great common sense, are the ones who are well-rounded, and that's what you are here, well-rounded. Then, and the thing that I want you to do from here today is start a club within your school or your community. The best young people I know are the ones who are giving back to somebody who is less fortunate than yourself. That's what We Day is all about. That's what Feed the Children are all about. We make life better for those who are less fortunate than ourselves. Can you do that, Vancouver? So remember, it's not what you can acquire or get yourself, but it's how many people that you can help acquire food, clothes, things of that nature. because we're going to be okay, but there's a lot of people out there that are less fortunate than ourselves that we have to help them, either feed them, clothe them, or just send them money so that they can live every single day, because our parents are going to bless us to live every single day. So we got to reach back and give back to those who are less fortunate. Can we do that? All right, Vancouver, you're going to send me out on the right way. Everybody on their feet. Get up, get up, get up. All right. I'm going to count down 1, 2, 3, and I want everybody just jump, 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 jump. Ready? 1, 2, 3, let's go. 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 Yeah, yeah. Clap, 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 clap. Yeah, we sending this all around the world. Come on. Thank you, Vancouver. I love you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. YPO, WPO, a standing ovation for the Magic Man? Wow. I am so happy to be here. You saw that I built my brand on the basketball court. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do after I was done playing basketball and wearing those little tight shorts that you saw I had on. But what I figured I would do is invest my money that I earned on the basketball court, take it into urban America. Now, people said it was great risk doing that. People said it would never work. But I figured if African Americans have $1 trillion spending power, Latinos have another $1 trillion spending power, the demand was there. The income was there. So I said, that would be a great investment for me to make, because also there was no competition. So I started researching and said, okay, I'm going to build theaters. Magic Johnson Theaters did a partnership because I really believe in partnerships. And I went to Sony and said, look, we should build movie theaters, because at that time, minorities were the #1 group of people going to movies, but there was no theaters in our community. So we did that deal. It took off. We had some of the highest per caps in the industry. And then I took a trip up to Seattle and knocked on a guy's door named Howard Schultz, CEO and chairman of Starbucks. And I told him the growth of his business would be through urban America. And I said, you have one on every corner in suburban America, but black folks, we drink coffee too. So Howard said, we don't do franchisees. I said, I'm not here to be one. Dollar for dollar, what you put up, I put up. I have skin in the game, and I really trust in our business strategy. I've already proven that I can drive ROI through the theaters, and we can do the same thing with Starbucks. So Howard, we met about 5 times. I had to convince him. Finally, he came down to LA to see how we manage our theaters, and sure enough, he said, let's do this deal. And so we started with 3. I told him we would be those 3 would be #1 in their marketplace. We will outperform suburban stores, Starbucks. He said, Irvin, I don't think you should say that. I said, I'm guaranteeing you we'll do that. Sure enough, those 3 outperformed suburban stores. And so we went from 3 to 125. And first, in the headlines of the LA Times, it would never work. No way minorities would pay $3 for a cup of coffee. Yes, we'll pay $3 for a cup of coffee. We quite don't know what scones are. So we had to take the scones out of my Starbucks and put in what resonate with the urban consumer: sweet potato pie, pound cake, sock it to me cake, things of that nature. And this is what I want you to take away from what I just said. My per cap's $4.59, his per cap's $4.51. Wait a minute, they said it would never work. Wait a minute, they said it was big risk to invest in urban America. Well, I was smart enough to negotiate a multiple, and a nice size multiple, in that contract after we built the 125. And I could not wait for my contract to come up, because guess what happened? I sold them back to Howard and made a lot of money. And thank you. I opened up a market for Howard Schultz to go into. Now he's building hundreds of stores in urban America. Then I started an equity fund and a real estate fund. We had the #1 equity fund and the #1 real estate fund, Canyon Johnson Fund. We raised $300 million, $600 million. Then our last fund was $1 billion. So the Washington Hilton, the new W in Austin, Texas, the new W in Hoboken, New Jersey. These are some of the investments that we made that was great. And one of the guys that really started me off, we built Sunset and Highland. Larry Bond is here. We did we actually jump-started all that redevelopment right here in Hollywood. Larry, stand on up. I owe you a lot of credit. We invested together and made a lot of money, and really appreciate that. So for me, when I look at deals, it's about, okay, is it going to cash flow? What's the history of the performance of the asset? Who's managing that asset? Are they good? Are they great? Or are they poor? Because, you know, that's going to really drive that performance of the asset. So if we take it over, maybe we got to get them out of there. So I'm vetting every deal, making sure the next 5 years that asset can really perform very well. So then, after both my funds have performed very well, I sold the Lakers, which Dr. Buss let me invest. He said, Irvin, if you write a $10 million check, I'll let you into the Lakers. And at that time, the Lakers were moving up strong. I said, oh, yes, I'll write the check. And sure enough, what a great investment. So I exited the Lakers and Starbucks at the same time. And who would have ever thought the Dodgers would be for sale? Man. And I teamed up with Guggenheim and Mark Walters and Todd, those guys, what, $200 billion in assets? And we formed a great team, and we went in and bought the Dodgers for $2 billion, and everybody said they're the stupidest businessmen on the face of the earth for paying $2 billion for the Dodgers. Until our TV deal just came out at $8 billion. They said, oh, they're the smartest guys. So we went from stupid to smart very quick. And the reason we thought the Dodgers was going to do very well is because of the brand. See, a lot of times what I invest in, not only the asset, but the executive team, but also the brand. We knew if we could repair the relationship with the fans, increase the fan experience, put some money into the team and to the stadium, that the fans will come back. And sure enough, last season, we were #1 in attendance in MLB. We were also the #1 road team in attendance in MLB. And so the Dodgers are back, the fans are back, because everything we promised them we have delivered. And when we think about it, we feel this year and this season, we're going to go over 4 million fans. And so we're excited about the Dodgers. And thank you. Yeah, we're excited about that investment. And what I didn't mention is we have also 300 acres of land. What we paid for the Dodgers is probably what those 300 acres are worth. So you look at the Dodgers, that was an incredible investment. Some people say a risky investment, but I say you have to sometimes take risk as long as you minimize that risk and understand what you're getting yourself into. I'm a guy who will go for it. I've always been a guy who thought and think outside the box. I never want to still stay inside that box. And so then I have a food service business, same thing, they said risky, but we have some incredible contracts. I have over 40 contracts. And what companies are looking for right now is minority spend. How can they increase their minority spend? And so with my company, they not only get the best and fresh food and healthy food, but they also get minority spend with having my company as their client. And so we have Disneyland, Disney World, we have those contracts. I serve food at Toyota, their headquarters here in Los Angeles. Allstate Insurance, their headquarters in Chicago. American Airlines, if any of you flew and went into the Atmos Club, all the cheese, crackers, sodas, beers, that's through my company. If you flew Delta through the Sky Clubs, everything there is through my companies as well. So I'm a guy who has made major investments, but at the same time, when I look at the Sodexo Magic investment, it has paid off dearly. And so I do other things, financial service. We just did a deal, Equitrust, which is about a $12 billion financial service business. And again, doing very well. So I feel you can do good and do well at the same time, because also the Magic Johnson Foundation, we give back to the community. We have 150 students on scholarship through the Magic Johnson Foundation. We have technology centers in those same urban communities. And then last but not least, for all you investors out there, how do you make your business about the community? Because yes, you want a footprint that's nationwide, but also too, my footprint is nationwide, but it's also, I build it community by community. And that's why I've been successful. I learned that from Howard Schultz, because he said, Irvin, yes, I have 10,000 stores, but they're all fit that community that they're in.